Alright, hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Sounds Like Sam. I'm your host Sam, thanks for tuning in. Today I wanted to give a recap and my thoughts on the Chargers versus Chiefs game. It was the Friday night game held in Brazil. It's live streamed on YouTube, which shout out to YouTube. I hope that you guys buy the NFL because that was an excellent watching and viewership experience. It was super easy to do. It's available. It gives it availability to everybody. They don't have to pay for anything. It was really nice. I think they should go all in on that. What they shouldn't do, though, is go all in on Kay Adams and Cam Newton as the halftime analysts and reporters, because I just felt like they did not mesh well together. But I did really enjoy watching it on YouTube as a live stream. I thought that was great. For the actual game recap, I really enjoyed the game, and I thought there were a lot of surprising things about it. One, it was kind of a bounce back to see how would the Chiefs do after losing kind of really badly at the end of the season when they lost in the Super Bowl to the Eagles. I was hoping that they'd kind of kick things off and go with Xavier Worthy a lot, but he ended up getting injured at the very beginning, one of the first plays of the game really, and he was injured, taken off the field, didn't play the rest of the game. That did give an opportunity, though, to Hollywood Brown to step up, and he did a really good job, I feel like. After his first drop, he ended up kind of getting his mojo back together. I feel like, luckily for the Chiefs, they just were super lucky to have another guy just like Xavier Worthy on the team that could kind of fill in his shoes while he's out. But Hollywood Brown, I think, did a really good job, and for Xavier Worthy, I'd be a little bit nervous about, like, his opportunities moving forward. Not that he's not going to get them, but I don't know. Hollywood took advantage of his absence. Another spark for the Chiefs was Travis Kelce. He had a really nice, 60-yard touchdown, I believe, in the second half of the game. That was nice to see him and Travis connect again, or him and Patrick Mahomes connect. But overall, probably the play of the game had to be the 50-yard field goal by Harrison Butker, where they had 14 seconds left, no timeouts. The whole team had to run in with the time running. That was the most beautiful synchronized play I've ever seen. It was phenomenally well done, and it was jaw-dropping how nice that was. Because that easily could have gone haywire. They got everybody off the field. They got everybody set. They kicked a 50-yard field goal. It was magic. It was great. And that was only to go into halftime losing by a touchdown. So I think that was like a big shock too, was Chiefs really couldn't get any offense going during the first half. They got it a little bit back at the second half. It seemed like Mahomes was like looking for pain. He like ran into defenders a few times, and it was like, dude, what are you doing? Do you want to stay healthy? Like, it was just trying, I don't know, he was trying to like show off his bravado or something. I don't know, but that was a little bit of a head scratcher. It was like, dude, like, you want to be able to get up for the next play. Like, stop trying to be all tough. Like, just stay healthy. Come on. So he did eventually start sliding, but I thought that was interesting that on the Chiefs' end, he was like looking to get tackled and looking to make hits. And he gave out a big hit, he took a big hit, but at the end of the day, I don't think that's worth it for the Chiefs. So hopefully he doesn't really do that anymore. On the Chargers side, though, the Chargers played really well, and I think to a lot of people's expectations, it wasn't running the ball well, it was throwing the ball. Justin Herbert looked like he was back. He looked like he was at Oregon again. He was tossing the ball. You got Keenan Allen in there a lot. Ladd McConkey was making plays. Can't think of his name. Quentin Johnson. Quinston Johnson? I don't know what his name is. Quentin Johnston, I think, is his name. But he had a really great game. 2 touchdowns. Keenan Allen had a score. Herbert threw 3 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, 300 yards. Played really well. It was nice to see the Chargers have a little spark in them, especially on the passing the ball. What was a little bit concerning, in my opinion, was Hampton playing. You had all this social media buzz about him being, a top dog. Like, he's gonna be like the next Derrick Henry or something. or the next Saquon, and yeah, he did okay. He had 15 rushes for 48 yards, which is a little bit over 3 yards a carry, which, to be completely honest, is not that good. But for a rookie in your first game, you'll take what you can get probably, but probably not what a lot of Chargers fans and fantasy fans of his were expecting. I think people were expecting him to be like a 80 or 90 yard rush yards type of guy, and I get it. Like, Chiefs have a pretty good defense, and up front they're really well. And he did make a couple of good runs, but he got stuffed a couple times, which is a little bit worrisome. Najee only had one carry. He did his job, I guess, but I was hoping to see a little bit more of Najee. I'm curious to see if that's going to switch up in a couple of weeks, if Najee starts getting the ball a little bit more, just because he's more seasoned vet. And he did have a pretty big rookie mistake, Hampton did, really at the end of the second half, which really gave the Chiefs an opportunity to make that 50-yard field goal where the Chiefs had no timeouts left, and he runs out of bounds to stop the clock. So it was a huge mistake on his end. Obviously, they stuck with him for this game, but I am curious to see if he does keep kind of rolling like this. Are they going to start switching to Najee more? Where's Hampton going to play into this? But from a passing perspective, they looked, the Chargers, that is, looked really good, and so did Justin Herbert. So, and Chiefs are never an easy team. So good for Herbert. He played really well. It is going to be interesting to see what they do throughout the season, as Allen had more receptions than McConkey, and you would have thought that if Allen wasn't there, maybe those extra receptions would have gone to Ladd, and he could have had a big game. But it does bring out the question of how will Ladd do moving forward in the season. Obviously, I think he is still a really good wide receiver, and he has a lot of potential to do really well. And I think Quentin Johnston is one of those guys that is playing off the fact that, they do have Allen, they do have McConkey, and he is a big target for Herbert in the end zone. So it kind of just feels like maybe Ladd isn't going to get as many touchdowns and be as big of a part in the game as he could be and really should be. But it was really nice to see Keenan Allen come back, get a touchdown, look really good, playing and getting his chemistry back with Herbert. So really great to see overall. I really enjoyed the Chargers having a pass-heavy offense, so I kind of hope that continues, especially as a Keenan Allen holder in fantasy. But yeah, I thought they played really well. It was a really good game, very enjoyable. Chiefs ended up losing. I believe the score was 27-21, so definitely a pretty tight game for the most part, but Chargers edged out the Chiefs. So it was a good game. I enjoyed it, and we'll see what happens moving forward for both teams, but definitely a good start to the season with both these games. Hopefully it can continue on this Sunday to continue with better games. So yeah, well, that was it. Thanks for listening to my spiel on this little recap. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to reach out. Sounds like Sam Pod on Instagram or Twitter or whatever. So thanks again. Peace.